Welcome everybody here. Thanks for coming for this conference. We're here in Rigas Circus, which was built in 1888.
This is the last event, or the culminating event, of the New Horizons Leadership Programme, which has been a journey of 10 months. The New Horizons Leadership Programme isn't an intensive training programme. This isn't the point. It's an opportunity to reflect on topics that feel important and topical, and they need to be thought about now.
I think it's so important that we get to meet here and through this last year discuss the quality of leadership and the competencies of leadership. I think coming from a Danish background where we see a lot of very old school leadership structures, it has a tendency to leading to bad working environments, and we see that constantly again and again on the news. I think now we have a really good chance of getting to really talk about that.
I think the greatest takeaway for me out of this program was to look for networks in alternative places to what you expect, to not go the beaten path, to try to look outside of the institutions that we all too often rely on, and instead try to make new networks, especially out of people who aren't necessarily part of the direct circus world, but find other creatives, cultural workers and establishments that you can collaborate with to create something new and unique. Because if there's something I've seen, it's that the organizations that stand out, that stand the strongest, are the ones who found their own niche, who found what fits within their context and for their field and their work of art.
So I was a mentor and an expert with Sophie Zoletnik. We decided from the beginning to have a sort of different approach. It was a very two-way process, which was really very exciting and not what I expected at all. Well, we learned more about what was going on in Europe as well. I think that idea of leadership in one country is very different from leadership in another.
It's been really helpful because I've actually ended up setting up a company, which was the original plan, but we didn't know what system we were going to go through. It just took a lot of understanding, and I got information from Lena, who actually runs a company. So I feel like we're starting in a way that's going to help us in the long run to really minimize work, because we're doing it in a way we should, with still the main objective of like how can companies, and especially arts organizations, be different, because if we just copy and paste the circle model or something like this, how does that let us like create new things or like work in new ways?
I think the most important aspect of circus leadership today would be emotional intelligence. I think it's important to be able to be aware of your own emotions, your own needs, and whomever your partner is at that moment.
We've been talking a lot about this metaphor or simile of leadership being a muscle of the body, a muscle that we have an opportunity to exercise. For me, the last 2 days have just really exposed how we need to listen more to people. We've heard from a lot of different voices, from different countries, from different experiences, and I believe in this idea that that conversation can only get bigger. It can only diversify. There is no way of narrowing the concept of leadership. It can only expand and then loop back on itself like a spiral.